All right, we got some Keon Ellis news. James Ham is reporting that, according to a leaked source, the Sacramento Kings have picked up Keon Ellis's option for the season. Bearing an extension, he will be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. Relax, Sacramento. This is not a surprise to me. I know it's a surprise to a lot of people that wanted Keon Ellis's option to be declined and had the Kings to work out a extension now and get it out of the way. But let's not forget, man. Keon Ellis is costing the Kings $2.3 million by the Kings picking up his team option. What do I think of this? I'm not surprised, honestly. This gives them some flexibility to work with this offseason. And does this mean that he's gone? No, absolutely not. This does not mean that he is gone. The Kings still can work out a long-term extension with Keon Ellis during the season. I don't look at this as, yo, we don't like him. Let's pick up his team option and let's just see and play it out. And we're not going to offer him an extension. Now, another possibility could be is that they picked up his team option. They could possibly trade him for a bigger swing for the fences piece. I don't think they would include him in a trade like that because Keon Ellis is a very good basketball player. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case either. But honestly speaking, the overreaction on social media is insane with this news. It doesn't affect or bother me because I know Keon Ellis, if it's meant to be as it's supposed to work out, it would all work out like it's supposed to. Very good basketball player. Love Sacramento. Kings fans love Keon Ellis, and I think ultimately it's kind of like a wait and approach. It's like the approach is like wait and see approach, similar to how the Kings didn't offer Zach LaVine a contract extension. They're just going to play it out and wait and see with him. Like I said, Keon Ellis news. The deadline was by 2 p.m. West Coast time, 5 p.m. Pacific, to announce if the teams are willing to pick up the team options or decline team options. And in this case, the Sacramento Kings picked up Keon Ellis' $2.3 million option for next season. And, they have a chance to work with getting him extended as well during the season. Now, I would be really shocked and surprised if Keon Ellis is still on the roster and no extension, if he doesn't get an extension during the season. That only means is that, they're willing to risk him losing into free agency next summer, and he will be an unrestricted free agent if the Kings do not extend him during the season. So I get the frustration. I get everybody hates Scott Perry now because 3 days ago, they loved Scott Perry and what he did in the draft. But this doesn't come as a surprise or any kind of crazy news to me. I had a feeling this was going to happen. Honestly speaking, I felt like they were going to pick up Keon's team option and they were just going to go into a wait and see approach. This gives them only flexibility to lure in, another couple pieces, whether that's through free agency, whether that's through a trade. You guys need to relax, man. This is going to be, if it's meant to be long-term for Keon Ellis, it will all work out in Keon Ellis' favor and our favor. We hold Keon Ellis' cards. So we have the right to extend him during the season. And if we don't extend him, he can walk in free agency next summer. And if that's a decision that they're going to make, then let it be. The Sacramento Kings also, we got some Isaac Jones news as well. Keith Smith came out and tweeted this out. The Kings have picked up their 2025-26 $1.9 million team option for Isaac Jones. The Kings also tendered a two-way qualifying offer to Isaiah Crawford. Crawford will now be a restricted free agent on July 1st, which is not a surprise. It's a no-brainer. The Crawford tender was kind of bound to happen because I think that the Kings just don't want to let him walk away for nothing. So you extend the qualifying offer to him, and he's a restricted free agent. We'll see how his market looks like. But I think there's a good chance the Kings he'll be coming back on a two-way qualifying offer with the Sacramento Kings. And for Isaac Jones, I like it, man. Good energy guy. Really had a good stint there under Mike Brown and Doug Christie early on in the season. This is a no-brainer. I mean, you got to pick up his option for next season and see what you got with them. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think about Isaac Jones, Isaiah Crawford, and Keon Ellis. Relax. It's a nice warm day out there in Sacramento. Go out and enjoy your Sunday, Kings fans. This is nothing to worry about. This should be no surprise. The overreaction I'm seeing on social media is just insane and crazy. Keon Ellis is a Sacramento King, and he will be playing for the Kings, bearing a freaking trade that just happens out of nowhere. But I honestly do see this helps the Kings out in the short term as far as kinking out the roster and what Scott Perry will do. And also, the Kings hold his cards to his future. The Kings can offer him an extension during the season. So I anticipate that to happen. I expect that to happen if he's still around in Sacramento. And, I just think that the overreaction is crazy and you guys need to relax. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Scott Perry does, moving forward with this roster. The free agency period begins July 1st, Tuesday. July 30th, tomorrow. You can start negotiating with your own free agents. We'll see what happens with Jake LaRivia. A lot of people think that he's going to be gone. I think there's a good chance that he stays in Sacramento and comes back on a 1-year deal. And he really had a great bond and connection with Doug Christie. I think people don't look at those things. All they do is think about the money. And I get it. Money does talk, but I feel like there's a couple of factors when it comes to Jake LaRivia. The whole bond with Doug Christie and getting a fair chance, getting a fair shot in terms of playing time and showcasing his talent. I think he got that here in Sacramento, and whereas he's never gotten that in Memphis and so far in his career. So I think that this will be a good move for Jake LaRivia to be retained and stay in Sacramento because you know what you got in him and you know that he will be getting minutes moving forward. And all these point guard rumors, we shall see, man. Dennis Schroeder, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, all these other veteran point guards, Tyus Jones. We shall see what the Sacramento Kings do as far as their point guard options in the free agency market. And anything breaks news, I will keep you guys up to date here. I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Thank you so much. Have yourself a great rest of your Sunday. Take care. God bless. Keep pushing forward. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.